Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 16, National Football League. Detroit Lions at home hosting the New York Football Giants. G-Man! And I've talked about the Detroit Lions this year and their struggles to try to win this division. They've had every opportunity in the world to win this division, and they simply do not want it. And I said they didn't want it, and I said that they were just holding this division warm for either the Green Bay Packers or the Chicago Bears. Now, even when I said that, I said it tongue-in-cheek because I felt like there's no way the Lions can mess this up. No way the Detroit Lions can mess this up. The Packers are without Aaron Rodgers, and they're on their 29th quarterback on the season. No way they can come back and win this division. The Chicago Bears are playing musical chairs at the quarterback position. One week it's Jay Cutler. The next week it's Josh McCown. And Josh McCown probably should still be playing, but it doesn't matter, okay? The Bears have a putrid defense. They're banged up, and they're inconsistent. There's no way they win this division either. The Lions have to win this division by default. So even though I thought they were holding this division warm for somebody else to take it from them, I still thought in the back of my mind, the Lions have to win this division, right? Right? And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, you said, hey, that was a tough loss last week. But you get to go home and you get the Giants, G-Man, coming to your house. Eli Manning throwing picks left and right. No more Victor Cruz. He's done for the season. That team has packed it in for the season, or at least we thought they had. There's no way they're going on the road to the Motor City and beating Detroit at home. So if you're the Lions, this game is gift wrapped. It's tailor-made for you to get back on track and try to win this division. Now, you need help. You've squandered away every opportunity to win this division and all the cushion that you had early on in the season, to the point where you got to get help to even win this division. You need the Bears to lose, and you need the Packers to lose at least one game, and you need to win out. Well, all you can do is worry about yourself. If you don't take care of your business, what difference does it make if the Packers win out or lose a game, or if the Bears win out and lose a game or not? It doesn't matter. If you don't take care of your end of the bargain, then all that other stuff is irrelevant. So let's get to the board and break down this Week 16 matchup. The 5-9 New York Football Giants at the 7-7 reeling Detroit Lions. After a Jarrell Jernigan's overturn on an incomplete pass, he caught the football. Ref said he didn't catch it. He did catch it. They challenged. Giants won that challenge. Giants moved the football down the field and get a field goal. And so they lead this game 3-0. Lions respond with a field goal of their own. It's 3-0. And I talked about this a couple of times. Reginald Bush guaranteeing, and this was in week 10, where he guarantees that he's not going to fumble any more this season. He felt bad after the Pittsburgh loss. He put that on his shoulders. His coach called him, in subtle terms, soft. Okay? His coach said he wasn't a mutter. And Reggie took offense to it, and he was like, hey, I'm a mutter. I can play in inclement weather. Tell you what, I won't fumble anymore. That was the same day Jerry Jones guaranteed and promised that Jason Garrett would be back next year as his head coach. And I told both of them, don't make promises you can't keep. And I said, Reggie, I don't know why you're lying to me. Don't lie to me, Reggie. It's okay if you say I'm going to try my hardest not to fumble anymore. But don't lie to me. Don't say I'm not going to fumble anymore this season, because, Reggie, you're a fumbler. Don't do that. Don't lie to me, Reggie. I don't like being lied to. I don't like being misled. Don't lie to me, Reggie. And I knew you were lying. That's why I didn't get mad. I just said, Reggie, don't make promises you can't keep. I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. And if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, by golly, I'm going to do it. So when you told me you weren't going to fumble anymore, Who are you fooling? You weren't fooling me. Maybe you were fooling yourself. But you fumbled 2 weeks later on Thanksgiving, and then you fumbled again, and then you fumbled in this game. You fumbled again. And that's what you do, Reggie. You fumble the football. And so Reggie Bush fumbled. That leads to a 20-yard Jarrell Jernigan's touchdown catch. It's 10-3 Giants on top in this game. And right now, I'm like, what are you doing, Detroit? What are you doing right now? What is this? You're at home. It's the Giants, and you're sleepwalking. Wake up! Wake up! Offsides penalty on DeMontre Moore on 4th and 1 nets the Lions a first down. So they're supposed to be punting the football. It's 4th and 3. DeMontre Moore decides he wants to get, or excuse me, it's 4th and 1, and DeMontre Moore, he decides he wants to get in and make an impact play, so he tries to jump the snap. He's offsides at the snap. So the Lions get a break. They get the football back. They get a fresh set of downs. Guess what Matthew Stafford says? Don't need your help, okay? 4 plays later, he decides he's going to throw the ball directly to Justin Tuck for an interception. Giants take over, and that leads to a 52-yard Josh Brown field goal right before the half. It's 13-3, G-Men on top at the half. And at this point of the game, I looked at the Lions, and I felt like two different things. And here's the first scenario. I felt like, you ever been somewhere with your mom when you were a kid, and your mom really doesn't want to fuss at you because maybe some people are around and she doesn't want to embarrass you or herself, but she turns around and she gives you the face and she says, you better stop doing that, and she's talking under her breath and she's giving you the face. She's mumbling, but she's talking at the same time, and you can hear her and she means business. I was looking at the Lions at this point in the game at halftime, down 10 to the Giants, who are 5-9 and struggling on the season. I'm looking at the Lions and I'm saying, what are you doing, Detroit? Get your act together. You're at home. You need this game to stay in the playoff race. Get your act together. Get your heads out of your asses and win the game. What are you doing? What are you doing, Detroit? That's what I'm doing in Detroit. And the other instance right here, the other thing that I'm feeling like is, how you get one opportunity to impress a bigwig. And so maybe you're going into an interview, maybe you're going into some kind of audition, and you got that bigwig sitting there, and he's like, hey, let me see what you got. And you're the manager, you're the representation for the talent. And you say, hey, my guy's good. Let me show you what he can do. Hey, come here, show him. Give him a little something. And your guy goes up there, and he's stinking it up. And he's singing, he's like, hey, and you pull him aside and say, hold on, give me a second. That's not really what he can do. Hold on, give me a second. And you take him to the side and say, what are you doing, man? You're going to blow this for us. You're going to blow this. What are you doing? Come on, man. You've been practicing for this your entire life. What are you doing? You're going to blow it. That's how I felt about Detroit at this point. What are you doing? You worked all season long to put yourself in this position to make the postseason. The Bears don't want it. The Packers don't want it. Take this division. Win this game. It's the damn Giants at home. What are you doing? That's how I felt at halftime. 13-3. What are you doing, Detroit? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. It's 13-3 though. 5-9 Giants, who were just shellacked at home by the Seahawks. In your house up by 10 at halftime. I don't know. Second half, Jeremy Ross, 50-yard punt return down to the Giants' 30-yard line results in a 1-yard Joik Bell touchdown run. It's 13-10. Maybe they heard me at halftime. Maybe they heard the message loud and clear at halftime because it came out. And Jeremy Ross has been a revelation for them this season. They got him from the Packers. Packers got mad at him after he fumbled against Cincinnati. They released him. Lions picked him up off of waivers, and this guy has been dynamic for him. He had a huge game against Philadelphia in the Snow Bowl, and he's been dynamic for the Lions in the returns game, and he came up huge here, gave them a spark when they really desperately needed one. They get in the end zone. It's now 13-10. Giants still lead, but The Lions are starting to build a little bit of momentum. Nick Fairley sacks Eli Manning in the end zone for a safety. It's now 13-12, so you start to see the ball rolling in the right direction for the Lions. Come on, Detroit. Come on, get your act together. So now it's 13-12. They get a free kick here. So off the free kick, the Lions use 9 plays to get into the end zone on a 2-yard Theo Riddick run. They convert the 2-point conversion to Joseph Fourier, and it's 20-13. No dancing for Joseph on the 2-point conversion. He goes over, fans him off, say, hey, it's a 2-point conversion. It's not a touchdown. I'm not dancing on this one. So it's 20-13. Lions take the lead. At this point, I said, okay, now you've established your dominance in this game. That's 17 unanswered points right there. Run away with this now. This is your game. The Giants, they've realized who they are and what their role is in this game, and they're ready to play it. They're ready to concede defeat and say, hey, you got us. Hey, you got us. We're 5-9. We stink. We're not going to blow your playoff chances. We won't be the team to stop you from going to the dance. If you want to go, we won't stop you. They're starting to realize who they are and what they're supposed to be doing in this game. Except Detroit doesn't know what their role is. They don't know that they're the team that's supposed to be trying to get a ticket to the dance. They don't know that they're the team that's 7-7 and that they're the team that needs this game to get into the postseason. Obviously, it's a role reversal, and they don't know who's the desperate team here. They don't know who's at home, and they don't know what they're supposed to do with a 7-point lead at home, 17 unanswered points, with all the momentum in the world. They don't know how to handle that. So, 37-yard pick six by Will Hill ties the score up at 20. Matthew Stafford, he turns the ball over too much. And Kurt Warner was talking about Matthew Stafford, and Kurt Warner said he's the most undisciplined quarterback in the National Football League. I don't know if I want to be that harsh on him or not, but I tell you what, I've already said that this is the most undisciplined team in the National Football League. I've already said they have the most undisciplined head coach, and I feel like this team is a reflection of their coach. And so if you want to say that Matthew Stafford is the most undisciplined quarterback in the league, I can't really disagree with you, even though I don't want to go that extreme and say that he's that You look at his footwork. It's sloppy. It's unorthodox. You look at the arm angles and the arm slots. They're unorthodox. It works for him, but also it's a gift and a curse. That pick he threw to Justin Tuck early in the game that led to a field goal right before the half, that was one of those sloppy 60-degree arm slot angles where the ball comes out low and Justin Tuck just stood up and picked it up. If he goes over the top, and he's a big kid. He's about 6'3". He's a big kid. If he stands up tall, rifles it up over the top, Justin Tuck doesn't even see that ball. He doesn't even sniff it. But he wants to throw it this sidearm angle. He gets picked up. He's got a lot of, unfundamental mechanics that you would never teach a 12-year-old trying to learn how to be a quarterback. But it works for him. It's gotten him to this point, but it also gets him into trouble. And he turns the football over way too much. And there was no Megatron in the second half. He was struggling. He caught a couple of passes in the first half, and then he left the game. He's been battling some injuries, some nagging injuries all season long, and he really just couldn't stand up to those injuries in this game. And so this offense struggled without him in the second half. And they're a different team, of course. You take Havas to Megatron out of your lineup, and you're going to be a different team. But there was no excuse for this pick here, this 37-yard pick six that tied this game to Will Hill off the fingertips of Joseph Fourier, way too far outside. It just was a bad throw. Great decision, bad throw. Two guys were open on the play. He picked one and made an errant throw off of his fingertips into the waiting arms of Will Hill, who takes it into the end zone. It's tied up at 20, and at this point, you got to know, if you're the Detroit Lions, you're probably not going to win this game, because you had every opportunity to run away with this game after you scored 17 unanswered points, and you did nothing. You did nothing after nothing after nothing. Drive after drive after drive. You had opportunities to run away with this game, and you just didn't. You just didn't. And so we go to overtime. And in overtime, 50-yard kickoff return right out the gate. Giants win the toss. Of course, they elect to receive. Michael Cox breaks off a 50-yard return. He's out to midfield. They start to run the ball. The Giants look like they're about to get into field goal range. And then Andre Brown coughs it up, fumbles the football. He actually got knocked out temporarily on this play. And once he went unconscious, the ball came out of his grasp. And the Lions recover the ball, but they go 3 and out. So they got an opportunity, great field position, try to do something. They go 3 and out. They don't want it. This Lions team, for all of the talent on this football team, they're just not a good football team. And it's hard to fathom that a team with Matthew Stafford, Brandon Pettigrew, Reggie Bush, Joyke Bell, Heavens to Megatron, Nate Burleson, isn't a good team. Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley, Ziggy Ansah, DeAndre Levy, Glover Quinn, Louis Delmas, a team with all of those players. Just not a good football team. They're not a good football team. And you can't quite put your finger on what it is that makes them not a good football team, other than the fact that they're undisciplined and they turn the football over way too much, which are 2 huge reasons why they're not good. But you don't understand why is this happening every single week? I don't know. And neither do they. And so, after they punt the football, the Giants said, hey, we thought that we were supposed to lose this game, but obviously the Lions don't want to win. So you tell you what, we'll just go ahead and win this game because we don't want to be here anymore. We want to go home, and obviously the Lions don't want to win. Somebody's got to win. We'll take it. Don't worry about it. We'll take it. So the Giants proceed to go down the field and get into field goal range and kick a 45-yard game-winning field goal. Hey, everybody drive home safely. Game, set, match. 23-20. G-Men get it done in overtime against the Detroit Lions. Lions eliminated from playoff contention. Bye. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Bye, Lions. Bye. See you next year. Bye. But I know who I won't be seeing next year. Jim Schwartz. Bye. Bye, Jim Schwartz. You're no longer the Detroit Lions head coach. Bye. Thanks for playing. And you know what? It's been long overdue. And it's a shame that the Lions had to miss the postseason for this guy to get fired. But look, I'm not an advocate of coaches getting fired. I hate to see head coaches get canned. But when you're not a good head coach, when you don't get the most out of your football team year in and year out, and you got a lot of talent, you gotta go. You gotta go. And it's time for Jim Schwartz. His time's up. It's time for him to go. And so the New York Giants come into Detroit and steal a 23-20 victory, knock the Lions out of playoff contention. I don't even know how we got here with the Lions. I mean, to think that at one point this team was 5-2 or 5-3, and the Green Bay Packers didn't have Aaron Rodgers. The Bears didn't have Jay Cutler. And you had everything in front of you tailor-made. All you had to do was win. All you had to do was beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. All you had to do was beat the New York Giants at home. All you had to do was beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia in a game where you led by 14 points in the second half. All you had to do was beat the Baltimore Ravens at home in a game where the Ravens don't even score an offensive touchdown. Hell, they don't even score a touchdown, period. But you can't get it done. I don't know what to say. Except go home. Go home. Go home. You'll be watching the playoffs with the other 19 teams that won't be participating. And you deserve to be on the couch with everybody else. Giants get it done, go to 6-9 in the season. Lions drop to 7-8, and they're out of the playoffs. I think that's only fitting for the way the Lions have been playing down the stretch. That's going to do it for this installment of In the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. That happens in the National Football League, whether big or small. We cover it all here in the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. I've got one more matchup in Week 16 to break down, so come back and join me. I'll break that down and wrap up week number 16 in the National Football League.